The wind off the ocean was sharp that afternoon, whipping across the wooden planks of Santa Monica Pier and carrying the salty scent of the sea. Tourists laughed, seagulls cried overhead, and music from a street performer floated through the air. It was the kind of place where people came to forget their troubles. But in the middle of that lively crowd, something cruel and ugly was about to happen. A teenage girl in a wheelchair rolled slowly along the pier, her hands gripping the rims as she pushed forward with quiet determination. Her name was Lily Harper. She was 16 years old, with soft brown hair that fluttered in the wind and eyes that carried a calm strength far beyond her years. She had been paralyzed from the waist down since a car accident when she was 8. Life had changed forever that day, but Lily had refused to let tragedy define her. She loved the ocean, loved the way the waves crashed endlessly as if the world itself refused to give up. But not everyone shared that kindness. 3 teenage boys leaned against the railing ahead of her. They were loud, restless, the kind of boys who laughed too hard at cruel jokes. When they saw Lily approaching, their smirks widened. One of them stepped forward, blocking her path as if the pier belonged to him. The moment stretched uncomfortably as people nearby slowed down, sensing tension but unsure what to do. Then it happened. One of the boys sneered and muttered the words that sliced through the salty air like a knife. "Move, cripple." Before Lily could react, a sudden shove rocked her wheelchair. The impact jolted her body forward. Her hands slipped from the rims, and the chair tilted dangerously toward the wooden boards. A sharp gasp escaped her lips as pain shot through her arms. People turned. Some stared, but no one moved. The bullies laughed. The sound echoed across the pier, ugly and hollow. If you believe the world needs more kindness and courage, take a moment right now to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who believes in standing up for others, and subscribe to the channel. Stories like this remind us how powerful compassion can truly be. Lily tried to steady her breathing. Her heart pounded violently in her chest as embarrassment and fear tangled inside her. She had faced many difficult moments since her accident, whispers, stares, pity, but cruelty like this still cut deep. The ocean breeze that once comforted her now felt cold against her skin. One of the boys kicked the side of her wheelchair lightly, just enough to rock it again. Another laughed and nudged his friend. People nearby pretended not to notice. Some lowered their eyes. Others walked faster, eager to escape the scene without getting involved. Lily felt small, powerless. Alone, she gripped the wheels again, trying to push forward, hoping they would lose interest and let her pass. But the boys only stepped closer, enjoying the power they felt in that moment. Then something unusual happened. A distant rumble rolled across the pier. At first it sounded like thunder, low and distant. But the sky was clear. The sound grew louder, deeper, vibrating through the wooden boards beneath everyone's feet. Heads turned toward the entrance of the pier. The rumble became unmistakable. Motorcycles. Dozens of them. The engines roared as a long line of bikers rolled slowly onto the pier, their heavy bikes gleaming in the sunlight. Leather jackets, denim vests, chrome handlebars, an entire pack moving together like a tide of steel and thunder. Tourists stepped aside as the bikers parked their machines. The bullies stopped laughing, because the bikers had noticed. At the front of the group stood a tall man with a gray beard and weathered face. His name was Jack Hammer Sullivan. For years, people had judged him by his rough appearance, scarred knuckles, tattoos, the heavy boots of a road veteran. But those who truly knew him understood something deeper lived behind those hardened eyes. Jack had once lost his younger sister to bullying when they were teenagers. She had been fragile, quiet, and constantly targeted by cruel classmates. The pain of that loss had never left him. And when he saw the scene unfolding on the pier, the terrified girl in the wheelchair and the boys circling her like predators, something old and fierce stirred inside him. Jack stepped forward slowly. Behind him, more bikers climbed off their motorcycles. Then more. Then more. Within seconds, the 3 bullies realized something terrifying. They were surrounded. A sea of bikers formed a wide circle around Lily and the boys. Dozens of large men and women stood silently, their boots heavy against the boards. Some crossed their arms. Others watched with calm, unblinking eyes. The laughter stopped. The tallest bully tried to maintain his confidence, but his voice wavered as he glanced around at the wall of leather jackets. Jack walked closer until he stood beside Lily's wheelchair. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't threaten anyone. He simply looked down at the girl and asked softly if she was okay. Lily nodded, though tears shimmered in her eyes. The bikers saw those tears. And the air changed. What the bullies had thought was harmless fun now felt very different. One of the bikers knelt beside Lily and gently steadied her wheelchair. Another biker picked up the backpack that had fallen to the ground. Jack finally turned his gaze toward the three boys. He didn't shout. He didn't insult them. But his eyes held the quiet fury of a man who had seen cruelty destroy lives before. The bullies shifted nervously. Their bravado crumbled under the silent pressure of dozens of watchful strangers. People across the pier had stopped walking now. Phones came out. Whispers spread through the crowd. Something powerful was happening. Jack spoke calmly, explaining that strength wasn't about picking on someone who couldn't fight back. Real strength meant protecting those who needed help. The words hit harder than any threat. One of the boys looked down, shame creeping across his face. Another avoided eye contact completely. The smallest boy swallowed hard and finally muttered an apology. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. Jack simply nodded. Then he told them something that stayed with them for years afterward, that every person they met carried battles no one else could see, and the kind of person they chose to be in those moments would define their future. The boys slowly backed away before disappearing into the crowd. The circle of bikers relaxed. Lily wiped her eyes. And something remarkable happened next. One of the bikers, a large woman named Maria, crouched beside Lily and smiled warmly. She asked if Lily liked motorcycles. Lily hesitated before nodding. Within minutes, the group had gently lifted her wheelchair onto a safe viewing spot along the pier. The bikers lined their motorcycles in a row like a shining parade. Tourists gathered around, watching with curiosity and warmth. Then Jack did something Lily never expected. He carefully helped her onto the seat of his motorcycle while Maria stood close behind to support her. For the first time since her accident, Lily felt the rumble of an engine beneath her. The vibration hummed through her body like a heartbeat. The ocean wind rushed past her face. And she smiled. Not the quiet, polite smile she often gave strangers. A real smile. A free one. The crowd clapped and cheered as the bikers revved their engines lightly in celebration. In that moment, Lily wasn't the girl in the wheelchair. She was just a girl on an adventure. The story spread across social media that night. Videos of the bikers standing up for Lily reached millions of people. Messages poured in from across the world praising the kindness of strangers who refused to stay silent. But the most important change happened quietly. The three boys who had bullied Lily saw the video too. They saw the fear on their own faces. They saw the tears in Lily's eyes. And they saw the strength of the bikers who chose compassion over anger. Weeks later, one of those boys returned to the pier alone. He approached Lily, who had become a regular visitor again thanks to the confidence that day had restored. He apologized properly. No audience. No cameras. Just two people and the sound of the ocean. Sometimes change begins in the smallest moments. Before we reach the end of this story, we have a special request for you. In the comments below, write the word, kindness, if you believe one brave act can change someone's life forever. Months passed. Lily stayed in touch with the biker group. They invited her to charity rides, fundraisers, and beach gatherings. The community she had gained that day became like an extended family. The girl who once felt alone on the pier now had dozens of protectors and friends. And Jack Sullivan watched it all with quiet pride. Because sometimes the loudest roar in the world isn't a motorcycle engine. It's the sound of people standing up for what's right. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who believes kindness still exists, and subscribe for more stories that remind us humanity is stronger than cruelty. Because somewhere out there right now, someone just like Lily may be hoping that strangers will choose courage instead of silence. And sometimes, a sea of bikers is exactly what the world needs.